Hey everybody, Gunnison Undercover here. Today is Sunday, February 23rd, 2020, and the time is like around 11:20 a.m. here in New Jersey, Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So we have another story from Holmdel Township Police, my favorite police department lately. They never seem to disappoint me and the things that they do. So they posted the other day the story on Facebook. So let me read it to you. On Friday morning, it's dated February 21st, that's Friday. On Friday morning at 2 a.m., Holmdel police officers were on the lookout for several individuals that were attempting to enter unlocked vehicles. Well, how many times have I reported on this story of people in Holmdel, crooks, trying to get into people's unlocked cars? A white sports car had been seen in the area of one of the burglary attempts. Patrolman Weimer and Patrolman Ruane located a suspicious vehicle on Cross Run Road near Huntley Road. When the officers attempted to stop the vehicle fled and initiated a motor vehicle pursuit which entered Garden State Parkway. The pursuit was ultimately terminated on the Garden State Parkway northbound near the Driscoll Bridge. The suspect's vehicle had previously been reported stolen from Spring Lake. The Holmdel Police Department, as always, would like to remind everyone to lock your vehicles and remove your keys and key fobs. And also remember that Holmdel Police are ineffective in stopping crime. That's correct. They are not able to protect your house or your car from being broken into. That's just the way it is in Holmdel. They're always on Facebook asking for help. Now, I had posted something on here, so I'm going to so I wrote down here another well-crafted report. A little my sarcasm, you know. I'm complimenting them on the great job they did in taking the report. So as usual, I've got myself a fan base here of a blue goo gobbler there, whatever you want to call him. His name is Steve Hendrickson. And he says there, well, what is so well crafted about this? They were doing everything you're usually trying to accuse them of not doing. The only thing that is well crafted is the car, bedroom, house you live out of as seen from your delusional post. Maybe you can get a well crafted new grill to fix that busted mouth of yours. So I responded, Steve Henderson, so you're saying the report was not well crafted? They gave a narrative, stated the facts. Where did the author of the post go wrong? So let me just talk about this clown real quick. See, when they attack my physical appearance, like my teeth, or some alleged how I'm living, this is because they have no position to stand from. So they have to go to the personal attacks. So I looked up this guy. He's one of these well-to-do guys over in Holmdel, living a good life. Seems to have a problem with people who have less than him. Very shameful. Well, he hasn't responded. I go to his Facebook page. Let's bring it up. There it is. He's got everything hidden, so you can't see anything about him. But I did run his name. Looks like he lives on Winslep Road or something. Maybe there was another Crocus Road. That was another one. So anyway, the story's not about him really, though. It's just one of these gobblers gets on there and likes to enable the cops for the bad behavior. You know, Holmdel Police, these officers are making $100,000 a year. And they seem to be ineffectual in catching crooks. The crooks get away. See, what they do is the parkway's right there, so they get onto exit 114 and they take off. And the policies are that they're not going to do high-speed pursuits on these cars, which I'm glad they're not doing it because it could have a disastrous outcome. So they know this. They know to get on the parkway and just put the pedal to the metal and burn rubber. And the cops aren't going to do anything. But my point here is that Holmdel Police main focus is revenue generation. I've been talking about this numerous times in other videos I've talked about with Holmdel Police. Holmdel Township, in their 2019 budget, has an anticipated $525,000 court fines. That means they anticipate the court generating $525,000. Now, guess who's out there bringing that business in? It's not the judge. It's not the mayor. It's not the town council. It's the cops. The cops are the ones that are bringing the revenue in. Now, I don't fault these officers entirely, okay? And let me just express this. I'm not targeting an individual officer. I've met some Holmdel police officers through the course of business and course of being pulled over, and they've all seemed to be professional with me and didn't give me a reason to have any animosities. This is not directed at an individual cop. It has to do with the policies. It has to do with the chief of the police who sets these policies. It has to do with the town council that approves these budgets. And the administrator who calls up the chief and says, "Chief, we're a little behind." See, the fiscal year goes from, I believe it's July through June of the following year. So we're already at the halfway mark. We're almost a little past the halfway mark. And they got to generate that $525,000, because if they don't, there's going to be a problem with the budget. They're going to have a deficit. And the only way the towns can generate money is through taxation of your property, through fees, like you want to get a liquor license, dog license, mercantile license, building permit. That's another way the town generates revenue. And finally, the tried and true method of generating revenue is through revenue enforcement. And that's what Holmdel police are focusing on. I don't blame them. They are under pressure to do this. And it's very sad that we have officers, these well-trained professionals out there, making $100,000 a year or more, sitting in a car, riding around, harassing motorists on Route 35 or Laurel Avenue. They're never going to solve a problem on that road, so it's just a never-ending money-making scheme. And this is what these $100,000 a year officers are being paid to do, which is to harass and extort money from the motorists. And they have to meet that goal of $525,000 anticipated court fines revenue that's on the 2019 budget. Don't believe me? Just go Google Holmdel Township 2019 budget and go look it up. It's right there. It's on the page. It says anticipated revenues. So, in my opinion, and it's again not directed at any individual officer, it has to do with policies. The only thing that I see Holmdel police are effective in doing is harassing and extorting money from motorists and taking reports when a car or house gets broken into, because they very rarely are catching anybody. So they have to go to Facebook and ask for people's help. And it's very sad that this is the kind of police department we have, and I would direct it at the chief out there. You're the one that's telling your officers to do all this stuff. Next time the borough administrator calls you up and says we're a little short on cash, you go tell the administrator, "Hey, I didn't tell you to put down $525,000. Our officers are hired to protect the community, supposedly." That's what we need these officers to do. We need Holmdel police out there patrolling these little roads, side roads. There's not a lot of roads in Holmdel. It's a community with a lot of rich, well-to-do houses. You're talking $1 million houses. And there's no reason to have these cops sitting over there on Laurel Avenue or sitting in the Holmdel Motor Lodge, sitting there watching traffic go by with their plate readers and their little ghost car out there trying to jam up motorists. Very sad. I'll put the link to that Facebook story in the description. You can go look at it for yourself. You can read some of the comments on there. You know, a lot of the comments are directing it at the people who get their cars broken into, as if, you know, I always put this question out there: why are we the ones that have to modify our behavior? You got a police department there. I don't know how many millions of dollars the budget is, but it's a pretty big budget. Why don't they modify their behavior, the police that is? That's what I keep saying. You modify your behavior. We're the ones paying you. Why do we got to modify our behavior? Why do I have to feel that everything I have in my house and my property has to be locked down in what's supposed to be a nice neighborhood. And generally speaking, Holmdel Township is a nice neighborhood. It really is a nice town. When you take the pirates and the crooks out of the mix, it's a nice town. It's just a very nice town to drive through. Nice houses, nice property. There's not a lot of traffic in the communities there. But again, we're the ones supposed to make the adjustments, and then you get these enablers to get on there and say, "Oh, I don't feel sorry for anybody who leaves their key in the car. Oh, I don't feel sorry for anybody who didn't lock the door. Oh, I don't feel sorry for anybody." Well, when it happens to you, maybe you'll change your attitude. This is Gunnison Undercover. Till next time, people.